Hey, what's going on everybody? A question I get asked quite a bit is, should I get a physical copy of a game or a digital copy of the game? Now say you have an Xbox One or PS4, it might be a tough choice because both games will probably come out on that Tuesday. You don't have to wait for the digital version to come out a few months later or anything. Digital has caught up with physical games, and now you have the choice. Do you want the digital copy or do you want to run to the store and get the game? So in this video I'll go over the pros and cons of both digital and physical copies of games, and then I'll give you my take on what I think. So let's start off with the pros and cons for physical copies of games. Of course the pros are you have the game, it's not going anywhere, and if you want you could go ahead and sell it when you're done. Whereas digital, of course you can't sell it. Some of the cons for physical copies of games are, well, you have to run to the store, which means getting out of your house and picking up the game. One of the other pros about physical copies of games are that usually places like GameStop or Walmart will have an exclusive partnership with the game developer to give you exclusive in-game content, such as a skin for Call of Duty or a special DLC coming out in the future, something like that. As far as pros and cons go for digital games, first, the pro is that you don't have to leave your house. You just press X or A to start the download and you're good to go. One of the cons is, of course, you have to wait for that download, which PS4 and Xbox One, those downloads can be 40 to 60 gigabytes, which can take some time. And of course, you're not the only person downloading that game, so there's going to be a lot of network congestion. So even though you have 30 megabits per second as your download speed, you might not get that if you get the game right when it comes out on the PlayStation or Xbox Marketplace. One of the pros, and for me this is kind of a big pro for the digital copies of games, is that you can easily switch between games. Now let's say your PS4 is off mid-closet somewhere and just your home entertainment setup is really nice and clean. All you have is your PS4 controller and that's it. You won't have to go over to the PS4 or Xbox One, switch out the disc, put in the new disc. All you have to do is just quit the game, choose your next game, and you're going to be good to go. Now what do I think about physical or digital copies of games? Well, I think digital, it's a good start, but there's definitely a lot to be improved upon. Of course, they had talks about being able to download just 1 kilobyte of the game and being able to start it up right away. I haven't been able to see that yet. And also, unfortunately, we don't have Google Fiber everywhere, so those downloads can take quite some time. As far as physical games go, I really don't like, well, I don't hate it, but it gets annoying after a while when your friend wants to keep switching games, so you're having to switch out the disc every time and put in a new one. If you're like me, you have your games a little ways away from your PS4, and maybe even your PS4 a little ways away from your TV, so that might be kind of irritating. But the one thing that keeps me from going back to physical copies of games is that I can resell the game once I no longer use it. If PlayStation and Xbox and all the game developers work together to get some kind of exchange program for digital games, so let's say you buy a game on the PlayStation Store, 1 year later you don't use it anymore, you can sell it back for maybe $15, it deletes off your PS4, gets removed from your account, and you're good to go. So for right now I'm just going to stick with physical copies of games, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd really love to hear it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.